I think for some of the regulators, that's definitely the case. I think some in government understand it perfectly well, that this is premeditated. It's not accidental, that we're creating dragnet surveillance systems to be able to intrude into ordinary people's lives. That isn't coming about because of any technical illiteracy on behalf of the people who are pushing it. It is difficult to get it into the top 10 of people's concerns. Politics is a pretty crowded environment. There'll always be people who care, for whom this is the number one thing. And I know for a fact that the data retention debate was absolutely a vote changer for a large number of people. But that probably ran into the tens of thousands. It didn't run into the millions. And we made the front page a couple of days in a row. You know, it was a TV story for a period of time. Then it disappears. I suspect, look, in 6 months' time, if you conduct a poll of a random 100 people walking down the street, you know, what are the top 20 issues that you're most concerned about at the moment? I'd be very impressed if, you know, unauthorized, indiscriminate intrusion by state agencies over my data makes it into the top 20. I think it's quite unlikely that it would. It's something of the boiling frog syndrome. We saw it come to a bit of a head last month in the data retention debate. But I think, to be honest, we've got to re-kickstart not just a debate about digital rights, but more about human rights. We don't have a strong body of human rights law in Australia. We don't have any constitutional or statutory human rights protections. We've got some implied rights in the Constitution. People probably feel as though they have better understanding of how a Bill of Rights works in the United States, and that's why the debate there is so much more interesting than it is here. Similarly, in Europe, where they were able to knock out a data retention directive in the courts, because they have a strong body of human rights law to benchmark these sort of proposals against. We lack that here in Australia. So we've got some of the most aggressive policies in the world for intrusion into private citizens and some of the weakest human rights protections. So we've got it's a much bigger task than just learning definitions of metadata and understanding how mobile telephony works. We've actually got deeper problems, and I think it's going to require broader movement building and linking up with other people, so that people are aware this is not just about nerds. This is not a technological discussion that we're having. It's much bigger than that.